All right, ready for part 2?
Yeah.
All right, so it is August the 5th, and this is part 2 of 2.
Might be August the 6th.
It's almost August the 6th. It's like 11:50, and we are Central Standard Time, and we are in Dauphin Island, Alabama.
You had to think on that one.
Yeah, I had to think for a second. Nonetheless, our children go to school tomorrow, all 5 of them. We mentioned that in part 1.
4 of them.
Well, 4 of them. The 5th one stays here because he's 2. But it makes it easier, so we figured that we would stay up late and be consistent, because a lot of people say they watch this because we are consistent with our delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to stay consistent, and we didn't want to default from an ongoing, at least every other day tournament, right?
Right.
So let's get this done. Come on. Stay pumped up. Come on. Let's go. Come on. 11:50. Nothing. Let's go.
You know, once upon a time when I was in my 20s.
Let's go.
20s, late 20s, early 30s, I could stay up past 2, 3, 4.
I'm fighting. I'm fighting in here.
You're 40 and I'm almost 40. Woo.
All right. We ready?
Yes.
I'm ready. All right, so we just finished with all of the viewer comments on part 1. So if you are just seeing this and you would like to hear the people in the group discuss their takes or comments or what they liked or didn't like or what they wanted us to retire from conversation or what not to retire and so forth, then you can read all of those comments. And those comments come from the days or the 2 days prior to show, and we kind of get those and conglomerate them into a big stucco board of stuff, and then we talk about those things like now.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? All right, so anyway, so we just got to the end of all those comments. We didn't hear from Kia Sama. We haven't heard from Vlad's Music Box in a while, questioning where those guys are and gals, but maybe we'll hear from them soon. All right, so we had some results today, and we're going to jump right into that and try to push right through this show so I can download these and get in bed before like 4 in the morning. Cool?
Yes.
Results today. Kuznetsova took out Vekic, Vekic, which is Wawrinka's girlfriend per se, and someone that we have followed since the French Open and to Wimbledon, and now made a final.
I was happy to see Kuznetsova win. I mean, she was excited. She was jumping up and down. She's a true veteran, a true champion. I love watching her game. Felt a little bit bad for Vekic. She was crying. I guess it was the first final she made. I mean, good for her getting that far.
Did Kuznetsova ever win a major?
Yes, she won the U.S. Open.
Yes, you're right.
And she's won actually 2 or 3. Not quite sure.
It's a good question.
I know she's won 2, but I'm not sure if she won 3. I know she won a U.S. Open, and it's either a French Open she won or Australia.
It's a great trivia question.
I know she didn't win Wimbledon.
Great trivia question. We came up prepared. That was one of those roads we went down. We didn't quite expect to have that question. I think Kuznetsova won a U.S. Open. I think that may be it.
No, she's won more than once. I know that for sure. Because I remember when she won the U.S. Open, Martina Navratilova said it's been like 10 years since she's won one.
All right. So in 2007, though, again, I've mentioned the 07 U.S. Open a couple of times because I was there and watched Kuznetsova play Henin in the final, and Henin dismantled her. I think it was like 2-1.
Well, it's Henin.
I mean, Henin destroyed her.
I wish she would have retired.
Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. Forget about it. I like Kuznetsova a lot. I cannot deal with the screeching now. I can't bring up screeching. I'm banned from bringing up screeching because someone retired it.
Yeah,
I can't talk about screeching.
Because that's what, 36 as well?
Yeah, probably.
She's up there. She's up there with Serena and Venus.
So let's go, Kuznetsova.
Yeah, good for her.
Look, I love the name Svetlana too. I wanted to name my daughter that, but given that she's Spanish, I don't think that even corresponds to Svetlana.
No.
But nonetheless, I love that name, Svetlana.
Our daughter has a tennis player's name.
Gabriella. Yeah, we named our 6-year-old now after Gabriella Sabatini.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like Svetlana, but nonetheless, we picked Gabriella.
Yes.
Yin yang, whatever. All right. So anyway, so I'm happy she won. And by the way, I tip my hat to Vekic.
Obviously, she's improving. She must be hitting with Wawrinka.
Must be, and hopefully Wawrinka jumps back on the stage too. I really like Wawrinka a lot, and I really am starting to like Vekic. She seems like a really sweet girl, a good gladiator. And the handshake they had today at the net, Vekic and Kuznetsova, it was like good match. I mean, it was heartfelt. I liked it. Let's go Kuznetsova.
Well, now
and let's go Beckett.
the Washington tournaments had 2 veterans win because this year was Kuznetsova, last year was Makarova. So that's 2 veterans that won it.
Speaking about this tournament, we had the younger Zverev, Sasha, i.e. Alexander, that took out Di Manor. So we had the Di Manor, the Australian. So yeah, I think Di Manor was like 19 or 20.
He's 19, yes.
And then, of course, Zverev, we all know him. I think he's pushing 20, 21.
He's 20, yeah. And that's his second one. He won it last year. He won it this year, too.
Yeah, and we can get into the whole argument and okay, well, Djokovic is going Federer, and we're not going to beat that dead horse anymore. But it still needs to be thought about. Does the win mean a lot for him? Or
Yes, it does.
Or
He needs to win.
Or is it just that he's still number 8 or
No,
6 on the
he
totem
needs to
pole?
win as many tournaments as he can. The more he wins, the more experience, the more confidence he goes into a Grand Slam. Because he didn't do good last year at the U.S. Open. He did not.
Sasha or Alexander, you better do something now, or you are not going to do much of anything but maybe pick up a couple majors later in your
He's
career.
got this 1,000 series tournament, the Rogers Cup,
Better bring some
which
drama.
he needs to prove a lot. I think he's ranked number 2 in this tournament.
Yeah, and you know Federer's not playing it, and you know Murray's not
Nadal
playing
is,
it.
and he's the number 1 player in this tournament. Severev is the number 2 player.
Do you think Nadal is going to grind fist to bone at this tournament, or is he
No,
going to try to cruise? And if he gets tested, do you think he'll kind of just ease out?
He might want to defend some points. I think he's probably defending some points.
He ain't worried about
He didn't
that.
win it last year.
He ain't worried
I
about
think
that.
it was Federer who won it last year.
Don't
No?
worry about it. Is Djokovic playing the tournament?
Yes, he is.
Do you think Djokovic is going to like fight it out, fist to cuff?
No, those guys want to save their energy, but they want to at least make it to the second week.
Yeah, they want the
Djokovic.
second week of what?
I mean, not second week. I'm sorry. They want to make it at least to the quarters.
Yeah,
But remember, Djokovic is trying to gain points, so he has a good ranking at the U.S. Open.
I agree, but no one's going to stop him anyway. But that's another topic for another day. Right now, 82% of Federer and 84% of Nadal are not going to stop at 85% of Djokovic. Again, he holds a winning record over both. Another story for
Not by
another day.
much.
It's a winning
By
record.
2.
Wins are wins, losses are losses.
Okay.
He's up.
Next subject.
If the world ended tomorrow, he owns.
Bro, I guess I own because I got 5-2.
Man, you see one of these tennis rackets up here?
Well, he's talking about records about Djokovic. Well, then I rule you.
He don't rule nothing.
5-2.
I'll show you 5-2. Yeah, 5-2 with that racket.
Let's go. I'll play you with a wooden racket.
I got 2 of them over there.
Okay, well, let's go. You should record that one.
Talking so much. I do have a Woody video.
No,
thing.
we should record a match playing wooden with the wooden rackets.
We've already done that. We
No,
recorded
I mean
it.
like playing a set. I'll beat you with that.
I would destroy you.
Yeah, okay.
You got no game. All right, so by
You can't even play with these new rackets. Come on.
all right, so by the way, we had a women's result in San Jose today, and we had Romania. Let's go Romania! They're always doing big things, and they're such a small country. Buzarinescu, give me another one. Give me another one.
How up is Romania?
Yeah, there's another one that's been.
I don't know.
What's her name? Another
I
Romanian
can't-
girl.
I can't think right now.
We've covered her for 3 weeks. You can't remember? See, this is how I beat her, because she forgets.
I can't think right now.
Van Usunk? No.
Van Usunk is from.
She's Belgium, I think.
I would have to look it up. I'm so sorry.
There's another Romanian girl.
There is
out there,
another Romanian
and I'm
girl.
missing her. Whatever your name is, let's go. You're good too.
I forgot. her name.
Buzarinescu, Halep, and there's one more. Come on.
It'll come to me.
Dang. Buzarinescu, though, beat Zakari today. And Zakari, the reason why I even brought this up, I mean, I've heard Zakari, but I don't recall ever seeing her play. But she's from Greece, another itty-bitty country, having another female player that makes a final
Yeah, she's like 23.
at a big event.
She beat Venus, and who else did she beat to get there? I know she beat Venus in this tournament. She beat somebody else.
Someone big like yesterday.
Yes.
So anyway, my curiosity is here you have Tsitsipas. You got Tsitsipas that's 19, and now you have this 30-year-old Buzarinescu. But there's another girl.
Buzarinescu's 30?
Isn't she 30?
I don't know.
I think she's like 30, and I may be wrong there too. But Zakari, I don't know much about Zakari either. but she's from Greece. And,
She's strong.
and again,
She's strong.
you got these little islands, and you got these players, Tsitsipas and Zakari now coming out. I only hope, though, if I had one little bit of advice for Sakari, I would say if you do train with Tsitsipas, don't beat your face with your hand. Quack, 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 quack.
That was the worst thing I've
What
seen.
is that?
I thought usually, I can understand usually one racket, like hitting himself
What?
on the head, but him
Yeah,
banging his
yeah.
hand on his head, I thought he had some issues up there. I was like, whoa. I was like, that looks so bad. Terrible example for kids.
Yeah, so
I kind of didn't even want to watch him after that. I was like,
So that was kind of cool you mentioned that. So you remember, I think, I want to say it was the U.S. Open, but I can't recall 100%. Correct me if I'm wrong. What tournament was it when,
could have been Wimbledon or US Open.
No, it wasn't Wimbledon.
It's not?
I remember blue courts in the background.
Oh, okay.
I remember it. And he had a racket, and he got mad, and he started beating himself in the face.
I think he just hit himself.
Boom, boom. Blood was like running down his face, and he was like, saluting the crowd like he always does, and I enjoy that. Great job, Uzi. I like you a lot. Always did. Let's go. However, don't beat yourself in the face with your tennis racket. Nonetheless, Tsitsipas, please don't beat yourself in the face. What are you doing?
He was just like, it was weird watching.
Come on, man. What is that? Ridiculous. Man, if that was my 19-year-old son, which is 16 now, you know what I've done? I'll walk down the corner and say, hey, buddy, tell you what. Tell me I wouldn't. Say, hey, buddy, tell you what. You're going to go ahead and get your racket. You're going to go ahead and pretend like you were sick. And we are going to default this match right now. Because that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to go have a long talk. What is that? With 5 kids and her, and every time we play, and she calls me Sharapova and all this stuff, I want to get up every day and beat my face with a golf club. But I don't.
Might help your tennis game.
Shit. Tell you how I roll.
Maybe I should play you with a golf club so you have a chance.
Oh, you want to make that bet?
Golf club.
I'll
and
make
you have
that
a
bet
tennis
quick.
racket.
All right. Anyway, Tsitsipas, don't beat yourself in the face with a tennis racket. That's pretty dumb. Just dumb. Dumb. With a B at the end. D-U-M-B. D-U-M-B. B. Thumba, woomba, toomba, comba, numba, dumba. Jeez. Frustrating. Furthermore, what's frustrating is Fabio Fognini's hair in the match in which he beat Del Potro today in Los Cabos.
I think.
What kind of hairstyle is
I
that?
think Del Potro was probably distracted by the little hair things that look like little snakes coming out.
So, wait a minute. Fabio is married to who? Panetta? Panetta. You better get your husband's hair under control, because that was just awful.
Maybe he's bored.
I don't know. You better figure that hair out, because you distracted Del Potro. He's one of my favorites for the U.S.
And
Open.
he beat him easily.
Like
easily.
6'3", 6'2", or something.
It was easy.
Look, I wrote a note here.
Why
by
did
the
he
way.
even play that tournament? Why did Potro even play that tournament?
Look,
He should have played the Washington. Why play Los Cabos?
I'm still more shocked about Fabio's.
I'm actually shocked about
What
him
is that?
beating Potro.
I'm not, because Potro will tear him up at the U.S. Open. Forget about the match. There was probably
You think he just wanted a nice trip? Isn't Los Cabos in Mexico?
I think
He
Fabio's
just
hair.
wanted a nice little vacation.
I think Fabio Fognini's hairstylist was so desperate for him to not plaster the media about his ridiculous hairstyle. And if Panetta did, I'm sorry, because I still like you as a player. But if you did that, hands off. But if a hairstylist did that, the hairstylist must have paid Del Potro off, because if Fabio won, then it would make him or her look better with the hairstyle. Whack. What is that? Forget about the match. I mean, do we really talk about who won the Los Cabos Open? No disrespect there. But
No,
are we
I
really,
didn't even know that tournament was on until you saw
His
something-
hairstyle.
Yeah, well, you saw something about Potro. I didn't even know that he was even
Well,
playing. that tournament.
I knew Del Potro was playing a tournament. I didn't know where, to what extent, but nonetheless, the only highlight that I saw that like jumped in front of my vision was because of a really funky, ridiculous what
All right,
is
let's
that?
retire that one.
All
Let's
right,
go to
retire.
the next thing. Yes, please.
All right. So anyway, another fun piece of trivia though. His first name's Fabio, right? Do you remember the model Fabio?
With the long hair.
The long hair.
Yes, yes.
Do you remember though? Fabio was on a roller coaster marketing thing, and the roller coaster was going around. And he came like down on a loop, and a bird came down and like popped him right in the face.
I don't remember that.
Oh, look it up. That dude Fabio was like on this roller coaster, and a bird came out of nowhere right at the time. He was like going up a loop, ooh, and right as he go down, he's like in the front cart with a camera. I'm not laughing at the injury because it was pretty nasty, but nonetheless, he came over the thing, and could you imagine the timing and the ooh, and the bird hits him right in the face and like caused him facial plastic
Well, maybe
surgery.
they don't know who Fabio is.
All I'm saying is, at Fognini, you could have used the bird and like maybe scout that stuff off.
Oh, let's retire that.
Anyway. All right, so the Rogers Cup begins tomorrow. It is a 1,000 level event for the men, and I think in women's it's like Premier and other stuff, but I think it has the same implications for points.
It does. It's one of the biggest ones. Yes.
One of the biggest ones. So we look forward to it again. We have Serena not playing. Does it matter?
No.
We have Murray not playing. Does it matter?
It's probably smart at his end.
Does he even try the U.S. Open?
I think he's playing Cincinnati.
But at this point, pulling out from this tournament, pulling out that.
Yes, he'll try the U.S.
But-
Open.
but-
He still has time. The U.S. Open's till the end of August.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying at this point, when you're fixing to jump into 3 out of 5 sets and potentially win 7 matches,
Look, he should go in thinking that he's not going to make it far, but you know what? It's a good stepping stone for him to see where he's at and what he needs to do, and does he really want to push his body to go any further?
how far do you have Murray getting the U.S. Open?
Third round.
Respectable.
Yes, third round.
I can deal with that. I would still say possibly losing the first, won't get past the second.
Third round.
That's good. I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can respect that. How far would you see Wawrinka getting into
I'm
the
sorry,
US
I'm so tired, but Wawrinka, I see him going further. I think it depends how his draw falls. If he doesn't face a top-seeded player, he can go into second week.
All right, pushing forward. I know she's tired. I do have to look out for the young lady and stop talking so much smack. I think she still has to iron clothes and like wash 2 loads, and we're gonna push forward. All right, so and by the way, I had just mentioned here to talk about Tsitsipas, but I've already done that. So we're gonna push right through the racket smashing phase.
And after seeing that, I would have to take him out of the equation of the young talent coming out.
Look, last week I gave Benoit Paire the first thumbs down, for smashing 3 rackets. I'm giving Tsitsipas 10 thumbs down. With 10 for smashing your face.
Yeah.
All right, young players. I jotted these down with Carla about 20 minutes ago off the top of our heads. Here are our forecasts, or for maybe the next top 5 or 10 in the world. Andrei Rublev, Daniil Medvedev, Karen Khachanov, Zverev, Coric, Tsitsipas, Thiem, she mentioned Thiem, but Thiem's like already 24.
Well, he's 24, but he's still young. I mean,
he's getting kind of old if he doesn't do something now.
true.
Kind of like
he needs to do something as well. Yes.
kind of like what Zverev's gonna. I mean, Thiem is gonna be Zverev, and Zverev's gonna be whoever if they don't do something now.
Yes, agree.
So Thiem's not quite so young.
Yeah.
Shapovalov or Shapo. Isn't that right?
Shapovalov.
Shapovalov, she likes him to be even number 1 in the world. Sorry, I do not. We talked about that before. We won't beat that dead horse again. I don't think Shapovalov.
Yes, let's not beat the dead horse.
Right.
Time will tell.
You can see she's getting antsy. So we're going to push through this. So I had an opportunity to see Di Minor, this 19-year-old Australian player
I was
today.
impressed by him.
He seemed
I'm
solid.
very impressed by him.
He seems solid. Do I see him being top 10 in the world?
Well, he beat Rublev. Rublev had match point on him in the semis. And he got through it. He's 19 years old. Hey, at least we're seeing talent. 19-year-old talent.
Yeah, it was a fun tournament. I enjoyed DC. Again, Rublev, Khachanov, Thiem.
Kachalov's like 22, 23.
Yeah, Di Minor, Tsitsipas, Zverev, Coric. So you got some Croatians in here, and you got some Russians in here, and some Australians in here. And the only American that we've got young is Tiafoe.
Whew.
I like Tiafoe as a
I like
guy.
Tiafoe too. I'm not
I love his story.
Out of everybody you mentioned there,
That's about it.
and then Tiafoe,
That's it.
they're all better than Tiafoe.
Yeah.
They're all better.
All right. Hopefully for better days. We won't beat that dead horse either because we've been talking about the disparity of men's American tennis for a very long time. Unfortunately, after all those 10 players that we just mentioned, every one of them, Rublev, Shapovalov, Thiem, Dimanor, Sivistas, Tsitsipas, Coric, Zverev, but we get down to Tiafoe and you're like, maybe I like his story though. Like his story, but...
Yeah.
Alright guys, so ending, thanks so much to everyone. It's getting late, and it's definitely been a long day. But again, this is part of our day. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't do this. If it wasn't for the game in which we share with you, we wouldn't do this. So I think it's reciprocal. And we had a lot of people that made comments. We had some new people that called us out, and we really enjoy that. And it was all done very well and professionally, so thank you for that. And at the end of the day, there were ups, right? And there was downs today.
Yeah.
We had ups and we had downs. We had kids going up and kids going down, and we had, a lot of ups and downs. But nonetheless, we had an opportunity to do this with you, and I think that made it average out at a big up.
Yes, and we'll definitely be doing more shows, and with the big tournament coming up, we'll be covering that.
Yeah, so we have the Rogers Cup starting tomorrow. We plan to do a show tomorrow, unrushed, and we don't go longer than 2 days, so maybe Tuesday, but more than likely tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday. Again, there's bumps in every day. I don't mean to say that we had like a bad day no one else did. I think that days are more complete with bumps in them that you overcome, so I'm glad we overcame today and got the show in. And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Parting thought. The great thing about what we do here with all of you is that we all love this game.
Yes, definitely.
And when anyone loves anything, like I can go play tennis with her father, or my dad can come out and coach the kids, and we're going to butt heads. I'll coach this way, coach that way, hit this way. How'd you miss that shot? How'd you miss that shot? We get into it, but at the end of the day, we come home and we're like, great match. I love that. And we go over it, and it forms bonds even tighter. So all I'm trying to say is that, hey, we have a great time here, and hey, we lay out the bumps and bruises, but we get through them nonetheless, right?
Yes.
So we will see you tomorrow, which is Monday, no later than Tuesday. And happy upcoming Rogers Cup. Happy upcoming week, wherever it is that you may be. Click a like below, subscribe below, share the video. It's my new rhyme doing here.
Cool.
And as Carla always says,
Adios, hasta mañana.
see you later. Thank you.